So would I switch my job from a car hauler to a large straight driver? For today's rate, the big question is, how much money can you make in a large straight truck?
Again, I don't think there's anything wrong.
Whatever, you can even open and look inside.
Right, I know, but it's worth just noting that, you know.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Jenzi channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm on my way to go meet my dad. He drives a large straight truck and he got a local delivery. He came into town last night and he had a drop off literally a mile away from my house. So right now, today's day is Friday. He went and picked up a load from Louisville and he's taking it back here to Lexington, and it's going to a residential area. So he might need a little bit of help unloading it depending on what kind of driveway this person has. So I'm headed his way and I'm gonna see if he needs any help unloading that truck. So the neighborhood that he's delivering to has a lot of beautiful houses on it. I wonder what type of load he must have that is going to one of these residential houses. So that's the house that the load is going to. He's gonna have to park somewhere like right here and unload it with the pallet jack into that garage.
Okay, sure. You want to close anything?
No, it's okay, just anywhere.
I just don't want to block the door.
That's all right, let's go right this way. You go that way with it? Okay. Here, so that's right there.
Right there?
Yeah.
Print your name and
Okay.
sign. And I also have a picture from the place where I get this.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be that particular about it if it wasn't, that it looks to me like, see that right there? Again, I don't think there's anything wrong, but.
France, it could be anything.
I know,
From
right.
loading, reloading. See, this is good, and this already broke. I don't know why,
Right.
but
Pallet
Let me
race.
have this thing.
Beat up.
it,
Some of them guys on the forklifts, whenever they're reloading ships and trucks and all that, they're pretty crazy.
Yeah, I get it. It's just that we need to track, we need to be able to document each point with this one, you know?
yeah.
So I don't know how you want to document, we just need to make a note.
Whatever, you can even open and look inside.
Right, I know, but it's worth just noting that, you know, probably it's nothing to do with you guys, but I don't know who needs to know that.
I have only one picture when I load this, how it looks in the truck. But it doesn't see very much.
You see on top and see if that, can't see much there. You see any damage to the crates, you need to make a note on there, just so they have documentation of it. But again, I don't think I don't see anything wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but.
And even this will not affect on anything.
Right, that's right. This is all right. It's like this whole panel kind of.
It's not signing damages what I can make
Right.
when I deliver.
Yeah.
You probably saw it was all strapped,
Right.
not moved, and
Right. Yeah, but this structure here looks all intact, so. There it is.
okay.
And the job is complete. And before the job is complete, the last step is send a photocopy of the BOL to the dispatch office. So I sent my dad off on my car, and I want to get a feel of what this truck drives like. We're gonna try out this truck. So my dad went on my personal car home. I wanted to try out driving this truck, get a feel of what it's like to drive a large straight truck since I never done it before. But some of the details on this job. So my dad came by last night. He slept at my house. He delivered this morning right in Lexington, Kentucky. Then by noon he got a load. It was a short run. He had to drive 85 miles to the pickup in Louisville, and then he drove 85 miles back into Lexington. Total miles was 170 miles. It was one piece, 700 pounds. It had to be pallet jacked, unloaded with a lift gate required. So I came out here to see if my dad needed any help. But the details on this load, can anyone guess how much this load could have paid for 170 miles, pallet jack, hand unloading? There we are. We're driving the International large straight truck. So I gotta go turn around somewhere, and I drove through here earlier and I saw that at the end of the road you can turn left, back up, and turn around, get back out of here. So let's go and do that. So this isn't no car hauling for you. This is just kind of like a steering wheel holder job, except for sometimes when you are required to use a pallet jack to unload. And you don't get much residential stuff. Most of the time you're doing warehouse to warehouse, but somehow he got lucky on this one and they gave him a residential job. So compared to car hauling, this thing's got a whole bunch of differences. So first off, you don't have a car hanging down in front of your nose. You got a big nice view. Second of all, it's a whole lot quieter as we're driving. Peterbilts tend to be way louder. Third off, we're only at 13 feet. So compared to when we're loaded with a car hauler, we're almost at like 14 feet. We aren't no 80,000 pounds. We're pretty light. So would I switch my job from a car hauler to a large straight driver? So not used to this. Brake pedal is so stiff. And we're back in my street. So that was an interesting drive. The brake pedal is really stiff for me. So with the large straight business, it's almost similar to a regular semi-truck business. You get to book your own loads. You get to go wherever you want to go. And that's what my dad does. He books his own loads. He goes where he wants to go. He gives a rate. For today's rate, the big question is, how much money can you make in a large straight truck? He was spending the night at my house last night. In the morning, he took a load from Louisville back to Lexington. It's a local run basically, because it was 85 miles to the pickup, 85 miles back. So it was a total of 170 miles. And they gave him the load for $700. It did require a helper, even though he didn't need a helper. I still pulled up to check up if he needed some help, since it was only 10 minutes away from my house. But the running rate was $700 for a delivery like this. It did require a lift gate and a pallet jack, which usually pays more for those type of loads. So those are some of the details and how much you can make in a large straight truck. Typically, you can make up to $1,000 a day in a large straight truck. That's before expenses. Sometimes you can make more. If you're counting 5-day week periods, you can make anywhere between $6,000 up to $8,000 sometimes in a large straight truck. That's before counting your expenses. Of course, you got diesel, insurance, any kind of repairs, tires, services like that. So let's get further into the video, and I wanted to give you guys a couple specs on this truck. So this truck is a 2020 International 26-foot box. He does have a 5-foot sleeper, so he has total cargo space of 21 feet, which typically fits 10 pallets comfortably in the box. So my dad has a 5-foot sleeper. He has a twin mattress at the bottom, and he has storage under the mattress. So under the storage, he has a diesel heater that warms up the whole sleeper and truck. It pulls diesel right out of the diesel tank, and it warms everything up. So the truck doesn't have to be running when it's cold outside, which is a really nice bonus because you're not sniffing any fumes while you're sleeping, and you're not wasting diesel just standing. The next thing he has is a bunk bed that he made on top of the twin bed. So if he ever does take someone with him trucking, somebody can sleep at the top bunk as well. So this sleeper can comfortably sleep 2 people. Another cool feature he has 2 side windows on each side of the sleeper, which lets in light into the sleeper. A lot of people don't have this option. He has a back door that you can access into the box of the truck, because sometimes you're not allowed to enter into the facility where they're loading you, and he wants to make sure that they load him correctly, so he just opens up his back door and he tells them where to put the boxes. Another cool feature he made an insert for an AC in the back wall of the sleeper so that he can put his own AC in during the summer. When it's hot outside, he puts his AC in and it runs off of a generator. And he made a special generator box where he shoves the generator in there, and it has proper venting for it. And he runs a generator to run the AC, to run the refrigerator, to run the microwave. So he doesn't have to run his truck consistently. In the sleeper, he has a fridge, a microwave, and a printer. He has lots of nice storages for clothes, lots of cabinetry all around in general. He even went down to the littlest detail as putting a light on top of the sleeper bed. If he's reading something, he can turn on that light instead of having the whole sleeper light on. He insulated the sleeper with 2-inch foam, so it's really insulated in the winter. If the heat is on, the heat stays in pretty good. He even made himself a little desk if he needs to sit down and do some writing or do some planning out on whatever loads he's doing next. He even has a TV mount. He doesn't have one currently on right now, but that's a nice feature to have in the truck as well. He made himself outlets for phone charging. He made this thing comfortably for himself. It's almost like a house inside here. He collects pins from every state that he visits as well. Probably not every state, but he has these cool looking pins that he just puts in the sleeper. Currently, I just counted, he has 39 pins from different states. Everything runs off of an inverter. That's how he gets power distributed all throughout the sleeper. And here's the back door to the box, so that he can come into the box whenever he needs to grab anything, so that he doesn't have to get out of the truck, go open up the back door, and get access to the box. The truck is equipped with air brakes. It has an air ride seat, and he installed himself a personal lift gate. Installing a personal lift gate allows you to take more expensive loads. They pay more for that. You do have to invest some money, but it pays off at the end. So he has a pallet jack in here. The truck sits at 13 feet tall. It has all the features that you can think of plus more. So he installed an extra 70-gallon tank. So now he has two 70-gallon tanks as well, which is 140 gallons of diesel that he can fill up. So large straight driving is a job that you can do without a CDL license. You don't need a CDL for it. You can do it with a regular driver's license as long as you stay under 26,000 pounds. It's another way of getting into trucking without getting your CDL. So yeah, there's the truck. It's a little bit of a different trucking segment that I do, since I typically do car hauling more. I hope you enjoyed that video. You got to see what it's like to drive a large straight. You got to see how the business works, and you got to see the comfortabilities that come with it if you do it properly. So if you enjoyed that video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next video.